Petr Yan will be fighting Merab Dvalishvili this weekend at UFC Fight Night Vegas, and this fight is pretty important when you consider that Petr Yan is on a 2-fight losing streak after his last robbery loss to Sean O'Malley, and a third loss in a row might put his career in the UFC at danger. And he's fighting Merab Dvalishvili, who's a close friend and training partner of Aljamain Sterling, who of course is the one that stripped Petr Yan of his bantamweight title and defeated him even a second time after that. So in this video, I'm going to tell you why both Petr Yan and Merab Dvalishvili should win this fight. And by the end of the video, after you hear both sides, I want you to comment down below who you think will win this fight and how they do it. And as a bonus at the end of the video, I'll tell you how you can get my bet for this fight and the entire UFC card so you can make passive income just from betting on UFC. But anyway, let's get into the video. Here's why Merab Dvalishvili should win this fight. When you consider that he's a longtime friend and training partner of Aljamain Sterling, who of course is practically Petr Yan's arch nemesis, you just know that Aljamain Sterling is teaching Merab Dvalishvili the perfect game plan to defeat Petr Yan. And when you consider the fact that Merab Dvalishvili has extremely good cardio and insane wrestling, you have to think that this 5-round fight will give Merab Dvalishvili more than enough opportunity to take Petr Yan down, gas him out, and grind out a 5-round decision. And when you consider UFC scoring and how it's so favorable for wrestlers, you have to consider how good Merab Dvalishvili is at taking down his opponents and scoring the ground control time to steal rounds. And just think about it. Petr Yan struggled so much against Aljamain Sterling's wrestling, and he got his back taken on multiple occasions during that fight. Almost every single time that Petr Yan threw a kick, Aljamain Sterling was able to catch it and take him down with the inside trip. And considering how short Merab Dvalishvili is, I don't think he's going to have any issue doing the same and catching Petr Yan's kicks. And honestly, you would have to be a fool to not think that Petr Yan is worried about what Aljamain Sterling has been teaching Merab Dvalishvili on how to dominate Petr Yan in the wrestling department. Like honestly, just think about it. They've trained for thousands of hours together, and you're telling me that you don't think that Merab Dvalishvili hasn't picked up tons of tips and tricks from Aljamain Sterling when it comes to wrestling and taking Petr Yan's back? Like just rewatch the second fight between Aljamain Sterling and Petr Yan, and you'll see for yourself just how badly Petr Yan got dominated in the wrestling department. For almost 2 whole rounds, his back was taken and he was at risk of getting submitted. So just imagine what happens if Merab Dvalishvili gets the same opportunity early in this fight. Not to mention, Petr Yan's flat-footed Muay Thai stance is a big risk when it comes to fighting against wrestlers. When you're not able to quickly hop in and out of exchanges, which is an issue that comes with Muay Thai stance fighters, you're going to be at risk of getting double-legged in the middle of the octagon. And you honestly can't look past the fact that Petr Yan has been having issues with the UFC, like the Sean O'Malley robbery or the DQ loss to Aljamain Sterling in their first fight. And I can't help but question how his motivation might be coming into this fight when he's already been talking about wanting to leave the UFC in the near future. And while I definitely understand his frustration, you gotta think that this is Merab's best chance to hop up to a high ranking in the bantamweight division, and you have to think that maybe Merab really does want this win more than Petr Yan does. On the other hand, here's why Petr Yan should win this fight. If you've watched any of Petr Yan's fights, you would know that he's probably the best boxer in the entire bantamweight division. And even though he's on a 2-fight skid, you have to admit the fact that he got robbed in that last fight against Sean O'Malley, and a lot of people would agree that he easily won 2 rounds of that fight. Not to mention, the guy has real knockout power. The way he destroyed Jose Aldo in their fight was honestly ridiculous, and if he even has remotely the same type of performance in this fight, he's going to absolutely obliterate Merab Dvalishvili. Not to mention, Merab Dvalishvili doesn't have the greatest chin, considering how he got almost finished by Marlon Moraes in their last fight. Just take a look at that exchange and you'll realize how close he was to getting sent back to the prelims. And when everyone tries to say that, oh well, Aljamain Sterling was able to dominate Petr Yan in the wrestling department, so Merab Dvalishvili should be able to do it too, right? Because he's his teammate. The fact is, Merab Dvalishvili is honestly the poor man's version of Aljamain Sterling. He doesn't have nearly the same wrestling technique, and he doesn't really have the greatest transitions to improve his position once he has his opponent on the ground. And when you consider the fact that Petr Yan is extremely good at getting back up when he is taken down, I think Merab Dvalishvili is going to have a really hard time actually keeping Petr Yan down and actually scoring the ground control time or finish that he would need to win the fight. And when you add the fact that Petr Yan has a 90% takedown defense rate, I think that Merab Dvalishvili might not be that guy to take down and dominate a guy like Petr Yan, who's at the top of the division. And keep in mind, this is a 5-round fight, so this gives Petr Yan plenty of time to piece up Merab on the feet and potentially finish him. And this won't give Merab the opportunity to just steal 2 rounds with some ground control time and win a 3-round decision, because this is 5 rounds. So just imagine this. Petr Yan stuffs the first 2 takedowns that Merab throws, and he starts getting discouraged, Petr Yan will have a field day on the feet because when it comes to striking, there's a huge discrepancy between the two fighters. And honestly, with Petr Yan being on a 2-fight skid, you just know that this is a must-win situation for Petr Yan, and I just know that he'll be doing whatever he can to win this fight. So after hearing exactly why Petr Yan and Merab Dvalishvili should win this fight, I want you to comment down below between the two fighters, who do you think will win and how do you think they get it done? And with the current odds at -250 for Petr Yan and +200 for Merab Dvalishvili, I do think that one of these fighters has a significant edge at this price, and I will be betting on them. And to get access to my bet for this fight and the entire UFC card, be sure to check out the link in the description for our website, ufcbettingpro.com, so you can get bets sent directly to you from an actual professional, so you can start making passive income just from betting on UFC. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to watch one of these two videos right here, and I guarantee you'll enjoy them as well. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.